Well, hello everyone. My name's Preston from Round Rock, Texas. This is my 2004 Jeep Wrangler TJ Rubicon. I've owned this Jeep since December of 2018. So I've owned it now about a year and 4 months. It had about 104,000 miles on it, and it was pretty much stock when I bought it. It had a 2-inch leveling kit and LED light bar, and you can see now I've done a fair amount of upgrades to it. I wouldn't say it's too crazy, but I feel like it's been tastefully upgraded. I've increased its off-road capability. A vehicle that was already pretty off-road capable, being a Rubicon, with the locking differentials front and rear, Dana 44 axles, the 4-to-1 transfer case. So what I did off the bat was I added a 3-inch, it's actually a 4.25-inch lift called the Zone Combo lift, and what it is it's a 3-inch coil suspension lift with an added 1.25-inch body lift. You can see here the 3-inch Zone coils with their nitro charger shocks that came with the kit. This kit also comes with the sway bar disconnects here, so you can get greater articulation. The 1.25-inch body lift allows you to it requires you to raise the engine up. So you had to get these either a motor mount spacer that it came with, or the engine mount lift. Let me show you right here. All right, if you look down in here, you can see these, if it'll focus, these motor mounts lift the engine up about 1.25 inches, or about 1 inch, I'd say. Doesn't need to go 1.25 inches. Since you lift the body up, the engine's lower in it, but those adapters allow you not to lower the transfer case skid plate, which is usually what you have to do for the drive shaft angles to be at the proper angles. So I'm really grateful about that. It really helps the ground clearance. You know, with that skid plate being dropped, you lose a lot of that clearance, and it's like, well, what's the point of lifting it? But with that, I was able to add these 35-inch BF Goodrich KM3s. I paired them with a set of 15-inch wheels off of Quadratec. I really like this wheel and tire combo. The KM3s are very impressive. I originally tried to add some Goodyear Wrangler MTRs to it, but it was a used set I bought, and they would not bounce. In fact, they caused the Jeep to have death wobble. And I tried a number of different things to remedy it, and nothing seemed to work until I realized when I put the factory wheels and tires back on, the death wobble went away. So I figured, well, there's something up with those wheels and tires that just triggers it. So I bought this set of wheels and tires, and ever since putting them on, death wobbles pretty much disappeared. I also upgraded the headlights. These headlights, LED headlights, are from Amazon. They're I can't remember the name of it, but they are very good. They're only like $90, and they really brighten up your view at night. Number of little motor upgrades, or not motor upgrades, but upgrades here. Upgraded the alternator. This is the PA Performance 160 amp alternator. Just to give a little bit more juice and to go along with the upgraded battery cables. They've also installed and paired it with this Odyssey Extreme Series AGM battery. All this combined, this is 850 cold cranking amps from this. Just nice to know that the electrical system has been upgraded, putting out more power. So once I finally do install a winch up front, should be able to accommodate that nicely and not have to worry too much. I was experiencing what they call heat soak, where the engine runs rough at idle after it's really warm or it's been driving hot for a while. That required putting this heat shield around the fuel rail and the fuel injectors, as well as a new heat shield. The reason it does that is the engine gets so hot that it vaporizes or burns the fuel that's in the fuel rail itself, so you get some misfiring, and this has helped remedy that nicely. As you can see, I did some things to help remedy with the death wobble before I actually cured it. This is an Old Man Emu steering stabilizer. I also added a JKS adjustable track bar. The Zone Kit wanted you to just drill a hole in this track bar bracket just to relocate it. And I was like, no, I'd rather beef up the track bar with an adjustable one to help dial it in better and just a much better setup. This has the original Dana 44 axles, original drive shafts, original control arms. Those are things I do plan on upgrading in the future. But as for right now, budget and everything considered, these are doing just fine. Probably be a good idea to replace at least the drive shafts for now. The control arms too, probably to adjust the angles there better. Here on the back, this is the Orfab tire carrier, and it is phenomenal. It's able to accommodate a 35-inch spare tire. This is one of the used ones I bought and tried. I figured might as well keep one as a spare. This is incredible. It mounts the tire, and you can hold 2 5-gallon jerry cans, and this is a high lift jack, and it also had accommodations for antenna mounts. This is a CB antenna, and this is a ham radio antenna. Very nice that it came with that, and it attaches to the body, but it uses mounting plates on either side of the body to reinforce that. It's a very nice, very strong, durable setup. I mean, you can sit here and shake the entire Jeep from that, and that allowed me to just use a singular bumper, not with a tire carry built in. This is a Smitty built rear bumper, and the Rockman, I upgraded the skid plate to the Rockman skid plate since I had a inch higher clearance between an inch and quarter clearance between the body and the frame. It allows you to use this skid plate, which tucks that skid plate up higher, so you got more ground clearance. You can see here the exhaust pipe is like the lowest hanging thing now because of that. But this is a very stout, beefy skid plate. I've banged that on rocks and it does not fail. All you gotta do is give it a little touch-up paint and it's like good as new. And I'm really liking the setup back here. The previous one had the stock skid plate and bumper, and those things hung down extremely low, and then it had a receiver hitch that was installed aftermarket that hung even further. So yeah, I'm really liking this Jeep. It's I've owned several Jeep JK Unlimiteds in the past, and they were great as my daily. This is kind of my side off-road weekend vehicle, so it doesn't need to ride as good every single day. It didn't be as roomy, but it's great for going off-roading, and about the same price as you buy a very nicely equipped ATV that could hold the same amount of people. Here's the interior. I've got, since I have the antenna mounts in the back, this is what they're working for. This is the Kenwood D710 ham radio, which this is the faceplate, and here's the body for it. And this is Cobra 29LX CB radio. And I have them mounted here with this metal bar that goes into the roll. It bolts into the roll bar on each side. That's made by AZ Rocky Road. I've used that in the past. I have an external speaker here for the ham radio, and have RAM mounts that are holding. This is the Garmin Montana for navigating off-road. And just go ahead and start it up here. This is the BAFX Bluetooth OBD2 diagnostic tool, and I have it running with this dash command app, so you can see various information from your engine and about your vehicle. Should update here in a second. It's trying to sync up with the onboard diagnostic Bluetooth device, which is right here, and that's going to be reading. Oh, here we go. Now it's live. You can see if you blip the pedal, you can see some changes in the timing and the mass airflow. And if you go to this dashboard, you can see RPMs. All this information is coming from your vehicle's computer. It's all in there. You just have to be able to tap into it somehow, and this setup allows you to do that. You can see my RPMs. You know, as I blip the pedal, it's almost, I mean, there's a little bit of delay, but it's pretty much real time. You can see boost, vacuum, all that changes your power and torque. You can even go to fuel economy. You can see it doesn't get the greatest fuel economy with a 4-inch lift and 35s on it and without re-gearing. And I do have a 5-speed manual. The 04s had the 5-speed. In 05 and 06 they upgraded that to a 6-speed, which I do wish it had, but this actually does well for my intents and purposes. I don't plan to do too many long road trips, which is where you probably wouldn't even be able to use 6 gear anyway. But you can see here's the Garmin Montana. So I have that, and I also am running Gaia GPS here on the tablet as well. And I really like it. This is a good setup for exploring trails and going off-roading. And yeah, so that's the interior of the 2004 Jeep Wrangler. I've upgraded the back seat here. This is, I think it's made by Best Top, just to have a little bit nicer seat. Wanted some headrests for my kids that they're riding in the back. I also added this soft top, the Sunrider Best Top soft top. It's nice because you can flip the front part open and take everything off. And if you want to, you can take the side and back windows out, and you basically have a bikini top. So it's very versatile. I like that it's got tinted windows on it. So yeah. Well, that's my 2004 Jeep TJ Rubicon. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.